Hey guys, welcome to another episode of how to make a Mandalorian suit of armor from EVA foam. Today we're going to be covering the right gauntlet attachment. I've already covered the left gauntlet in a previous video, so check that out if you haven't already. This attachment is styled after the ones that Boba Fett and Jango Fett carry around on their gauntlets, so that's what I used as a reference, but I did change up a few things. As usual, once I make the template, it will be available in the description for free, and you can use it to get started on making your own gauntlet attachment. Right now you can see what the finished attachment looks like, however this is not painted, so it is in a lot of different colors at the moment. But don't worry, I will paint it eventually, and I'll make a video dedicated entirely to painting EVA foam armor. The process for making this piece is very similar to the rest of the suit that we've already done, so if you've watched those videos, then you probably know how this is going to go. First of all, you're going to need some gauntlets. I'm sure you can use other gauntlets like the Clone Trooper ones that I made before and make sort of like an ARC Trooper, but you'll need something as a base. I also used a bottle cap from a super glue container and a PVC pipe, as well as some square wooden dowels. I'm sure you can use circular ones as well, but these are going on the main barrel of the attachment. Next up, we're going to need these foam sections, and these are going to be in the template. They're mostly just there to hold up the barrel section. And just like before, we're going to use contact cement to attach all of these foam pieces together. As I've said before, this stuff can smell pretty bad, so you want to work in a well-ventilated area and make sure you don't breathe this stuff in. The best type of glue just so happens to be the most dangerous, unfortunately, and the way that we use contact cement is by brushing it on both sides of the pieces that you want to glue together, and then wait for it to dry, and then you stick them together. Now there is no wiggle room with contact cement, so once it's down forever. Once that has dried and it is no longer shiny, we can then carefully stick them together, and we're going to build sort of like a box for this missile looking thing to sit on top of. I'm actually not sure what this attachment is supposed to be. It kind of looks like a flamethrower, but it could be a blaster or some kind of dart launcher, so let me know in the comments what you think this attachment is. And here we can just add a little bit of hot glue along the inside edges, just to add some support. This is optional, but I decided to do it anyway. Now for this little missile looking section, we're just going to take a 1/2 inch PVC pipe that's cut to about 6 or 7 inches, and then we can take this cap, which I got from a super glue container that was empty, and we can just use some contact cement to attach the two together. I found that it was necessary to run a little bit of hot glue down inside the PVC pipe to attach the lid to the PVC pipe a little better, because the contact cement didn't quite hold it as well as I wanted it to. After that is attached, we can then go to the bottom side of this missile thing and attach this little strip of 2mm EVA foam around on the back. This is just attached on using contact cement. Once you have the main section of the box complete, you can go ahead and chop the extra edges off just to make it a little slimmer. Now we can work on attaching those little wooden dowels to the missile to add some more detail to it. But before that, we're going to attach it to the gauntlet itself, just so we know exactly how many lines that we need to add to the missile. And I did this with a combination of contact cement and hot glue around the edges. I would also like to point out that the giant wooden dowel that I put in the back end of the missile section is just hot glued in there. Originally, I planned to attach those wooden dowels with super glue. However, the wood and plastic did not bond well together, so I decided to use contact cement instead. Now we can move on to attaching this attachment to the gauntlet itself. And what you'll want to do is trace out exactly where you want to put it on the gauntlet. I did this with a fine point Sharpie, but just mark out exactly where you want to put it so you'll know where to put down the glue. And the type of glue we're going to use here once again is contact cement. Now I decided to glue on this attachment only along the center section because the edges of the attachment were flaring out a little bit and I didn't want it to deform the gauntlet itself, so I didn't glue down the edges, only the center. Now that the glue has dried, we can go ahead and attach these pieces together. Make sure to use those lines as guide marks that we put on earlier, and you should be good to go. Now I'm just going to add some extra details onto the gauntlet to make it a little more interesting. I encourage you to customize this however you think looks best, but this is just what I decided to add for now. I may add some other stuff later though. Well, that's about it for this video. Once again, the template will be available for free in the description, once I make the template that is. I have plenty of other builds that I would love to make, so I'm hoping to finish this costume as quickly as possible. There's so many other suits out there that I would love to make, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them below. I may also end up doing a poll just to get some more ideas from you guys, but I think I would like to try something fantasy themed next time. I want to say thank you really quick to my Patreon supporters. It means a lot to have somebody really showing their support. I have a few ideas on what I'm going to do with my Patreon account in the future. I think I'll be uploading a lot of the concept drawings that I made and works that I might get to one day. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. The link is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.